Hi students, welcome to online class. In this video, we are going to discuss about chapter 12 arrays and structures. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, initialization of an one-dimensional array. In the previous video, we have discussed about memory representation of an one-dimensional array. Now we are going to discuss initialization of an one-dimensional array. How to initialize the values for the array. How to give the values for the array. So that is what we are going to see now. After that, we want to know how to initialize the value, and then let us see some examples. Right? So first of all, an array can be initialized at the time of its declaration. So what is meant by initialization? In the previous videos, that is in the chapter 9 itself, we have discussed. At the time of declaration, whenever we assign the value to the variable, at the time of declaration, when we assign the value to the variable, then that is called as initialization. So initial, for example, in business, whenever we start a business, we start a business with the initial amount. So the word initialization represents at the time of declaration, we are assigning the value to the variable. So that is called initialization. So in array also, at the time of its declaration, we can assign the value. So that is called as initialization. Unless an array is initialized, all the array elements contain garbage values. Say, instead of initializing, I am declaring the array int a of 5. Int a of 5. Just I have declared. I does not assign any value to the array. Now what will happen? Simply, I am declaring the variable students. I am declaring the array variable int a of 5. I am not at all assigning any values. I am not at all giving any values to the array a. So now what will happen? So the array is not initialized. The array is not supplied with values. The array is not given any value. So garbage value will be filled in the array. Garbage value you know already. So it is just empty. So it does not store any value. Unknown values will be stored. Simply we can say that unknown values will be stored in the array. So at the time of declaration itself, we can initialize the array. We can assign the value to the array. Now see the syntax. How to initialize the array. Let us see the syntax, and then we can understand how to initialize the array. So as usual, like declaration, data type space array name, data type space array name, and then we want to specify the size of the array. We want to specify the size of the array. After specifying the size, you can give equal to. Equal to is called assignment operator. So here we are going to assign the value. So the values can be given within the curly braces. This is what you want to note it down. The values can be given within the curly braces. The array values can be given within the curly braces. So one or more values can be given separated by comma. So data type space array name, and then within the square bracket I am going to specify the size of the array. After specifying the size, you can assign the value. So give the equal to operator, and then the values can be given within the curly braces. The values can be given within the curly braces. The values can be given by separated by comma. The values can be given by separating by comma. So value 1, value 2, value 3, like that you can give up to n values. How many values you need, you can give. After that, closing curly brace, and then you want to give semicolon. So termination. Now let us see the example. So what is the example they have given you in your book? So int age of 5. Int age of 5. So from this you can understand what is the array name, students? Yes, age is the array name. And then what is its data type? Yes, it is integer. Then what is the size of the array, students? 5 is the size of the array. So int age of 5, age is the array name and then it belongs to integer data type. So how many elements I am going to store? 5 elements I am going to store. See the ages they have given equal to opening curly brace 19, 21, 16, 1, 50. Now one student will ask, sir, if I does not give comma, then what will happen? Both the values will be taken as a single value. See, if I does not give comma 1, 50, if I does not give 1, 50, now what will happen? It takes as 150. See, comma should be given. Why? It is separating the two elements. 1 is a separate value, 50 is a separate value. But if I does not give comma 1, 50 should be given. Instead of that, if I give 1, no comma is given, directly I am giving 50. Then what will happen? It takes as 150. So comma should be given for separating the values. Comma should be given for separating the values. Can you understand, students? Int age of 5 is equal to 19, 21, 16, 1, 50. So from this you can understand array name is age. What is the size? 5. Now you can see the memory representation. How the memory is represented. So already we have discussed in the previous video. In this case, first element 19 is stored in age of 0. So age of 0 occupies 19. Then second element 21. That is stored in age of 1. Third element age of 2. That is 16. 16 value stored in age of 2. Fourth element 1 is stored in age of 3. Then what about the fifth element? Last element is stored in the age of 4. So array name, and then within the square bracket they have given the subscript age of 0, age of 1, age of 2, age of 3, age of 4. So already we discussed array subscript always starts with 0 and ends with n minus 1. So now what is the value of n? 5. Number of elements is 5. So 5 minus 1, 4. Can you understand, students? Right. Now you can see while declaring and initializing values. While declaring and initializing the values in an array, the value should be given within the curly braces. So already I told you, the value should be given within the curly braces and then the value should be separated by comma. Then there is another thing you want to note it down. See, in the previous example, here they have specified int age of 5. Int age of 5. The size is specified there. Is it right or not? The size of the array is specified. But in one-dimensional array, you no need to specify the size of the array. You no need to specify the size of the array. The size of the array is optional. So this is what you want to note it down. The size of the array may be an optional one. Optional one means if you want you can give, otherwise you no need to give. If you want you can give, otherwise there is no problem. The compiler will automatically takes the size by default. By default means it will not take a default value. It will check the value, how many elements they have given, how many values are assigned, how many values are assigned for the array, how many elements are assigned for the array. So from that elements, it count the elements and then it takes the size of the array. Can you understand, students? See, in one-dimensional array, you no need to specify. You no need to specify the size of the array. Size of the array is optional. See here, the size of the array may be optional when the array is initialized during declaration. So whenever you are initializing with value, you no need to give. See here, see this example. In this example, they have given int age, open square bracket, close square bracket. So size is not specified. Size is not specified, but they have given the values 19, 21, 16, 1, 50. Now what will happen? See, the size is not determined. The size is not specified. So the compiler will takes the size by based on the number of elements. It is based on the number of elements or number of values. See here, in the above initialization, the size of the array is not specified. Size of the array is not specified directly in the declaration with the initialization. So at the time of declaration also not specified. At the time of initialization also it is not specified. Now what will happen? So the size is determined by the compiler. How it is determined by the compiler? How the compiler takes its own? It takes by depending on the total number of values assigned to the array. So how many values here it is assigned? So 19, 21, 16, 1, 50. So from this example you can understand that totally 5 values are assigned. So from this the compiler can understand totally 5 elements are there. So the size of the array will be 5. It will consider by itself. It can determine by itself by the number of values, by the number of elements. Can you understand, students? See here, in this case what is the size of the array? Size of the array is 5. Can you understand, students? So there is no need to specify the size of the array. It is an optional one. Right. Some examples are given here. Right. From this example, can you understand anything? Now you say the name of the array. What is the name of the array? Yes. The name of the array is X. And then what is its data type? Its data type is floating point data type. So we can represent as float. X is the name of the array and then its data type is float. Then what is the size of the array they have specified? Size is specified as 5. So what are the elements? See, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8, 5.9 and then 6.1. So declared and as well as assigned the value. So initialization is done. Right? Floating point array. Floating point array. Now see the next example. From this example what do you understand? Vowel is the name of the array. And then what is its data type? Character is its data type. And then how many values are assigned? What is the size? 6 characters. Now we will ask, sir, vowels only 5, sir. Why you are saying 6? Yes, vowels are 5 characters are there. But see here they are given A, E, I, O, U. Apart from that they are given /0. /0 is also included as 1 character. So totally what is the size? 6. Can you understand, students? So whatever the data type you want, you can declare for the array. But you want to supply the values based on the data type. Here they have given floating point values because the data type of the array is float. Here they have given character data type, that is character values. So the array belongs to character data type. And then you want to note it down here. A, which is given in single quote. Why? Character should be enclosed within single quote. Can you understand, students? So I think you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.